Welcome to the show, guys. Week 1 is in the books. I'm going to do a recap here on some busts of the week. And I got to talk about here Christian McCaffrey. This is just an I told you so video. If you guys are new to the channel, smash it, tap it, slap it. Welcome to the truth. Yes, this is a toot your own horn video, but I got to talk about him. I got to talk about Puka. I got to talk about some of the things I talked about before the season so that you guys can know how to predict injuries. Yes, you can predict injuries because I did. Now, some people, the haters, will come on and say, oh, well, Joe, every year you said CMC is going to get hurt. No, guys, no. You got to know when the regression is going to happen, when the fall off the cliff year is going to happen. Christian McCaffrey missed week 1, and he's in line to miss week 2. This is the first overall pick consensus-wide. I didn't hear anybody say, don't draft Christian McCaffrey first overall. I didn't hear anybody, not one sheep analyst. Now, where are they? Where are these analysts? I want to hear, where are you? Why aren't you saying, oh, I'm sorry that I told you Christian McCaffrey first overall? Where's the apologies? I haven't got, my phone has not rung from one analyst calling me saying, hey, Joe, you were right. Let's praise the counselor because he's the only one that called it. He's the only one that called Pollard last year to bust round 1. The only one to call Eckler last year to bust. The only one to tell you to avoid the Bears wide receivers. The Bears wide receivers. Keenan Allen finished 59th this week in fantasy points. Romo Tuesday 93. Everybody told you Curtis Samuel as the wide receiver 1 in Buffalo. He finished 81st amongst wide receivers in week 1. Lad McConkey, don't be a donkey, draft Lad McConkey. Remember, I'm the only one saying that. Finished, where did he finish? 19th in PPR amongst wide receivers. Brian Thomas Jr. finished 20th. Now listen, I understand it's week 1, but already things that I've already said are coming to fruition. So what do you do if you got CMC? Well, if you listen to this channel, you don't. By the way, Jordan Mason is a far superior running back to Christian McCaffrey last night we saw it, 147 yards, 22 plus fantasy points. Guy's a stud, absolute stud. And it shows you that CMC is simply a product of the offense that really inflates his value. And there's so many other running backs that are, basically completely underutilized or just never get the opportunity to shine. Jordan Mason finally getting the opportunity to shine. And I hope after this, and I pray after this, that even when CMC does come back, he's going to get a lightened workload and Jordan Mason gets more time. And then all the CMC people will be like, oh my God, Joe is right, but I don't like it. Dude, finally. So let's talk about this, man. This is a rant. This episode's a complete rant. I want to talk about this. Is a rant-isode. Okay? So CMC down. He's not going to play next week, most likely. And this could linger. It's an Achilles calf thing. This could linger. And even if he does play week 3, I'm assuming they're going to work Jordan Mason in because they don't want to burn him out because these guys could be playoff contenders. So they're going to work Jordan Mason in now. That's what's going to happen. So if you draft a CMC, you're screwed. Sorry to tell you. First of all, you're out 2 weeks on him, which I would never draft a player in round 1 if he's out 2 weeks. I just wouldn't do it. And again, it's going to linger, and Jordan Mason is going to be a factor. CMC is done for the season. You're not going to get the CMC that you got last year. And this was obvious. This is something that I predicted. Joe, you can't predict injuries. Yes, you can. You can. It's law of averages. What goes up must come down. It's just bottom line. Okay? Law of averages, law of physics, whatever you want to call it. Dude, this is it. I'm telling you. So Christian McCaffrey's done. Jordan Mason's going to get work. Like, he just proved himself. He's going to be it's going to be a 60-40, 70-30. Either way, CMC is going to be, getting more into that. Now, let's talk about Puka Nacua. Okay? Listen, when it comes to Puka Nacua, I told you as well. He was a rookie, astronomical. What do you have, 1,700 plus receiving? Like, it was insane last year. Record-breaking. He's going to come down. He was overinflated. Go back and watch my videos on top running backs, top wide receivers. I say this in all the videos. And that's why rankings don't work. Rankings will not help you. Period. Zilch. They won't help you. You got to think. That's why 16 rounds is the truth. Because you're seeing it already. These are first-round guys, and they're busting, they're injured. And why? Because you got to take a look at what they did last year and factor in a regression, look at other players that are trending up, guys like Saquon Barkley in a better situation. We saw Swift do well there last year, and he sucks, right? So if Swift did well, obviously Saquon, much more talented, is going to crush it, right? You got to look at trends. You got to be ahead of the curve. Now everybody's on top of Bucky Irving, running back. I told you White isn't good, okay? Like, if I pull up those numbers here, again, guys, you got to see players that have had years to wow you and you're not wowed. You got to say, oh, maybe there's something there. Now, Rashad White, 15 attempts, 31 yards, 2.1 yards per carry, 16 points. Bucky Irving came in, 9 rushes, 62 yards, 6.9 yards per carry. Okay, he got 2 receptions, 14 yards. Bucky Irving looks better than Rashad White. Everybody's surprised. Surprise, surprise, surprise. Rashad White sucks. No kidding. And this is what I'm talking about, guys. This video is, and I told you, it's an awareness video. It's for your benefit, so you guys do better. You need to do better. And literally, guys, listening to this sheep, copy and paste rankings won't help you guys do better. Okay? You got to start thinking outside the box. So I want to do a quick video on that. If you got CMC, I told you before, like, you've had a ton of warnings. If you're new to the channel, make sure you guys subscribe, because it's the only channel telling you the truth. Even warned countless times. And people are crying, CMC's not playing. Good. I told you so. Puka Nacua is not playing. He's on IR now. Yes, I told you that there's something. He's going to regress. And he came, and there were signs. Both these guys were injured prior to the season. Yet people are still doing their drafts, draft these guys round 1. Crazy. Your fault. Too bad. So sad. Okay? You got to look forward. Now, that being said, it is week 1. There's going to be a lot of things fizzling out. I think a lot of guys have better weeks next week. A lot of guys, you know, what's his name? Drake London, Marvin Harrison didn't get in the volume. Chris Olave had a bad week, to name a few. You know, there's a couple other big names. Amon-Ra St. Brown. And I mentioned Jameson Williams is going to get some work because he was, you know, a little bit more doing better in the offseason, okay? And I mentioned that. I mentioned a lot of stuff like that with Jameson Williams. I also mentioned a lot of stuff with Tank Bigsby, who, again, is getting more work, as I said, because you're hearing raving reviews in camp. That's why I kind of stayed away from ATN. That's why I actually did stay away from Travis Etienne, okay? So what's the point of this video? The point of this video is you got to think outside the box. You cannot copy and paste rankings. It will not help you win. It'll be absolutely catastrophic to your team, guys. And man, oh man, I'm telling you, you got to think outside the box, okay? So CMC, I told you so. And again, in regards to waiver wire week 2, I did a video on that. Go check that out as well. Join the Patreon Frontlines group, patreon.com/FFcounselor to get direct access to me to help you guys with your waiver wire starts and sits, everything like that, optimal DFS plays, everything you need. Go join there. But I just want to do a quick video to tell you how crappy these rankings are and how much BS these guys are full of. And nobody's being held accountable. Nobody's apologizing. Nobody's talking about it. Okay, these guys should all be ashamed of themselves, guys. Make sure you guys smash it, tap it, slap it. Wake up, guys. Welcome to the future that is the fantasy football counselor. Taking over this industry because I'm actually the only one giving you the truth. I told you so. CMC down. We'll talk in the next video.